Joan of Arc, or Jeanne d'Arc, was just an ordinary peasant girl from northeastern France, but her destiny would go on to write a tragic and heroic chapter in human history. At the age of 17, she claimed to have heard the voice of God and the saints commanding her to lead the French army against the invading English during the darkest days of the 100 Years' War. With fierce religious conviction and unshakable determination, Joan persuaded Prince Charles, who would later become King Charles XVII, to let her command troops. Under her leadership, the French won a resounding victory at the Battle of Orléans in 1429, a turning point that helped shift the course of the war. But Joan's faith and actions were not only a beacon of hope, they were also a sharp blade, pointed at the established powers of her time. She wore armor, donned a helmet, and lived as a warrior, something considered unacceptable under the Church's laws at the time. Yet what terrified the clergy most was her claim that God had spoken directly to her. A peasant girl with no formal theological training, daring to bypass the ordained representatives of the divine. In 1430 she was captured, handed over to the English, and brought before a church court. She was charged with heresy, for hearing voices from heaven, and for wearing men's clothing. On May 30, 1431, at the age of 19, she was burned at the stake in Rouen. But in time, the truth spoke louder. Nearly 25 years later, the Church reopened the case and declared her innocent. And in 1920, almost 500 years after her death, Joan of Arc was canonized by Pope Benedict XV, not just as a martyr, but as a symbol of patriotism, faith, and indomitable courage.